Sunny ways, my friends. Sunny ways.
You sneaky, you're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic, away from plastic towards paper and drink box water bottles. So that
Well, the frickin' God!
You're ready to fight, aren't you? I can feel it!
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
So the answer to that is to stop being stupid.
My great pleasure to introduce my husband, the Prime Minister who will make Canada strong. And Canada full!
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Thank you. It will be an honor to continue to fight for you and to be a champion of your cause as we go forward.
Let's fucking go.
Knocker!
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Welcome to Friday Night Fringe here on the channel. As always, it's good to have you guys around. I hope you had a great week. It's been a slower week in news, slower week in politics. It typically happens in August, but I hope you're all doing well. Joining us, of course, as always tonight, the lovely Mrs. Fringe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look so serious tonight.
I'm just done. It's been a week. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, fewer videos are popping up on the channel. It's slower. I don't want to just throw things out there for the sake of putting things out there for you guys. I want to put things out that matter. It's just been a quiet week. So my apologies if you guys have been left out in the cold a little bit in terms of content this week. Looking forward to doing question period Monday through Thursday all week long here on the channel starting in September, as well as bringing in more content. So things are picking up. Let's get started with a good old-fashioned roll call tonight. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're new in here. Ingrid apparently told everybody that we're doing a giveaway if we get 1,000 likes. So I guess we're doing a giveaway tonight. I wasn't planning to, but let's get one going. Anyways, if we hit 1,000 likes, I saw Derek in the chat. Derek is our good luck charm. He'll let everybody know you're never going to make it. And let's hit 1,000 likes. We'll do a giveaway. One free item from our store to the winner's choice. Let's see if we can get somebody from every province in the country. And where in the U.S. we got our viewers joining us tonight. I've seen a few already. Ryan joining us from Ontario. We got Lee joining us from Edmonton. Lynn's joining us from Calgary. Luca coming in once again from Burnaby, BC. Glad to see you here. Nelson's joining us once again from New Brunswick. Mike TV Dub coming in from Smoky, Winnipeg. It's all that arson that goes. I mean forest fires. It's forest fire.
Darn hikers.
It's that climate change. It's getting you. We're going to talk about that tonight. But welcome into the stream. We've got Mike Freedom Honey joining us from Beaver County with a vote OSB. I don't know if you guys have heard about the newest candidate running against Pierre. We're going to talk about OSB tonight. Welcome in. We got David Brewer joining us from Springfield, Missouri, from good old Springfield in the United States. It's good to have you here once again. Mystical's joining us from Lethbridge this week.
Wow.
Welcome in. Derek says, not a chance. There it is. Glad to see it. Carol and Gerald are joining us from Calgary. Welcome in. We got Reg with the LFGs. We got Delphine joining us from Fort Mac, Chris coming in from Edmonton. We've got Mr. Biggs coming in from Edmonton as well. Aaron Morson's joining us from Red Deer. We've got Doug joining us from Edmonton. We've got Ingrid and Charlie, of course, joining us from Okotoks, Alberta. We've got Boston. We got Boston Dottie of the IGs. She's coming in from Rhode Island. You know them Boston girls that are like, oh yeah, harder. Oh my God, that was so good. Now I'm going to go stuff my fat mouth with Pepperidge Farm. It's good to have those people in from Boston. We got Michelle coming in from Calgary. We got Terry coming in from Calgary as well in the garage. Welcome in. We got King Cobra coming in from Florida, baby. Good to see you in here. We've got all sorts coming in from Scarberia. We've got Lisa coming in from Slurry, BC. We got NRL coming in from Corpus Christi in Texas, the great state of Texas. I don't know if you guys joined us last Friday, but we announced the total of our giveaways and fundraising of $8,000 being donated to the Texas flood relief victims. We'll be doing that later this month as soon as we're paid by YouTube. So keep an eye out on that one. We will update you guys when that's done. We got Badass Custom Coatings coming in from Gimli, Manitoba, but moving to Cochrane, Alberta. Congratulations. Cochrane. Welcome to the west side, the best side. It's good to have another Albertan joining us. We got Paul joining us from St. Vital, Winnipeg. I don't know if we've ever been there. I used to live right by St. Vital in the good old...
We drive around St. Vital all the time.
Every time we go to Winnipeg, we go back to St. Vital Mall. I grew up in Southdale, right by the Mint.
Yeah.
George is joining us from Red Deer, and I know I got to get caught up in the chat because Mrs. Fringe is going to be giving me that tap in a second, telling me, get on with the show. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Oh, my God, that was so good. We got a lot to talk about tonight, surprisingly, even with the very little bit of news that's going on this week. I don't know if you guys heard, we're being locked down again. We're being shut out from enjoying our lives, at least in Nova Scotia. We got a lot to talk about in that department. But first, there's David chiming in. We got to get to the memes. That's what everyone comes here for. No one wants to hear the news.
No.
Nobody wants to get enlightened or culturally enriched. They want to see the memes.
That's really what Friday's all about.
That's what it's all about. Get it in here. Get those memes in here. I like this one. This one was said to be not really a meme, but more of a funny thing that OAO graciously sent us from the Canada Revenue Agency. Actually commented on this one. Canada Revenue Agency sent back the tax return of a Canadian taxpayer because of his answer on one of the questions in response to a question. Do you have anyone dependent on you? The man wrote 2.1 million illegal immigrants, 1.1 million crackheads, 4.4 million unemployable scourges, 80,000 criminals and over 85 prisons, plus 450 idiots in parliament, thousands of politicians on an entire group that call themselves senators. The CRA stated that the response he gave was unacceptable. The man's response back to the Canada Revenue Agency was, who did I leave out?
I love that.
I think that's great. That is a good one.
Far too perfect.
Basically, I mean, not really a meme. That's more truth than anything. Speaking of Mike Freedom Hunting earlier, again, OSB is now running in Battle Creek.
What makes me laugh is if somebody actually wrote the name OSB.
If somebody writes OSB in the ballot, we know Mike will, but if anybody writes OSB in the ballot against Pierre, I'm actually going to have a good chuckle at that. Again, Pierre's guys picked up Mike's wife. Mike's wife Sherry does calendars that curse. We have the brand new Mark Carney Fingers Up calendar collaboration with Calendars That Curse. Pierre's guys picked that up. So if Mike votes OSB, it's going to be hilarious. It's been an ongoing meme with Mike, one on this channel as well.
Oh,
I think Mike needs to get the OSB sign and keep it in his studio when he does his podcast, his Freedom Honey podcast. Go check Mike out on Twitter or X. He's got a great podcast. Just in case you guys needed a reminder this week, again, because the government's been gone all week, this is what a colostomy bag full of shit looks like. There you go. Just in case you guys have been missing that, in case, old Twitchy Witchy hasn't been around that often over the summer. In fact, she only got blasted last week. And, just a healthy reminder as we go back into the House of Commons.
I love it.
Some things are going to be happening. In fact, speaking of going back into the House of Commons, you guys are going to see things ramping up between Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney. Of course, the one thing that's going to happen will be this picture in a nutshell. Here you've got Canada, Liberals. Why would Orange Man do this?
Orange Man bad.
This is what the whole fall sitting is going to be in the House of Commons. It's going to be Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. A lot of people are going to be talking about the Donald. They're not going to like him. They're not going to like him very much. Maybe they need to go get a lollipop, go down to Uganda, find out if they got to check their privilege or not because of their tariffs, because they don't know how to treat America properly. They don't. Really, they don't. They're terrible, believe me. This is going to be the entire fall sitting in the House of Commons. Speaking of the United States, have you guys seen the Sydney Sweeney ads? We didn't really cover it on the channel because it's not like apolitical to a sense. But Sydney Sweeney
it's very
essentially
upsetting having a hot person wear jeans.
Now, I can only say this because Mrs. Fringe agrees. Yeah. She's fun to look at, but she has good genes. I don't know if you guys know this. If for anybody who missed it, she did an ad for, it wasn't Levi's, it was American Eagle.
Okay.
And she was talking about how good the genes are. And she was talking about a number of things and then said, I have good genes, meaning I have good blue genes. But of course, the left lost their mind. They all said, oh, she's talking about her genes because she's blonde and blue eyes. She's a Nazi. She's all these terrible things. Well, good news. American Eagle has now hired Hillary Clinton so that people can know Hillary Clinton has bad genes. And rightfully good for Sydney Sweeney. And she hasn't bent the knee. In fact, she's come back with a vengeance. I got to get that off the cat. I can't have that sitting on there. You guys are going to throw up. I think Sweeney was amazing. I think she's absolutely amazing. She needs to be cast in every movie like Pedro Pascal is, just so that she gets a big payday and everybody appreciates what somebody with real integrity looks like. I think we'd like to see that. Let's get on to Nova Scotia. We were talking about it Wednesday with the Celtic Canuck. I'm going to be probably talking about it later this week because we know things are growing, but we're getting into the territory of Nova Scotia. If you guys missed it, these are apparently great for hiking. It says apparently these costumes are flying off the shelves in Nova Scotia just so that people can go hiking. People can enjoy themselves out there. Mrs. Danny saying Celtic is amazing. Thank you. You know what? A lot of people get mad because Celtic's behind an avatar. She's not on camera. Celtic Canuck has never been on camera. She doesn't like being on camera, okay? I told her when she joined Unacceptable Fringe, no problem. You're the best. You're one of the best, believe me. You can stay on an avatar.
She is a real person.
She is a real person. Some people were asking if she was AI. No.
I think we sound more robotic than Celtic does if she were AI.
Fear not. Manly Matt V is joining us this week, our permanent third co-host for Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays. We finally got everything sorted out. So he will be joining us Wednesday, and you'll have another real person to look at.
Such a great show.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the best. It's going to be wonderful, believe me. You guys want to hang out? You want to come out for that show? You got Ingrid coming in with a $5 super chat. Mark Carney is an absolute disgrace. You know Donald Trump would say that. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
He probably says that on a daily basis, really.
So these costumes are apparently trending in Nova Scotia. This meme I found was hilarious. It says, I'm going on an adventure. And of course, you got the police. No, you're not. You're in the woods. You're not going anywhere. It's it's not happening. Christoph Waltz is apparently interrogating people that are, you're planning to go on a walk in the forest, aren't you? I love this meme. I think it's hilarious. Good old Christoph Waltz. Of course, down here, you've got the Soup Nazi first reply. No hike for you. It's not happening. Now, I'm going to get on to one that people are going to find controversial, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Good old Jeremy McKenzie. If you don't know Jeremy McKenzie, one of the main Diagolon boys, and he's had some controversy. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but he released this really hilarious video that he put out about the Nova Scotia ban. We're going to get into it. Let's play it right now.
Effective 4 p.m. today, we're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods. Hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits.
2 days now, still in the woods. So far, I've been able to evade Houston's goons. I've been surviving by stealing food deliveries meant for Indian migrants. These cookies are extremely good. I gotta get out of here.
There's somebody in the friggin' woods!
At night, the forest is dark and alive. In the woods, the trees will reveal things. Things about Paradise Papers, criminal doctors, and Jeffrey Epstein. That's why they don't want you to go there. But there's one thing they forgot. These are my woods.
So frig off, buddy.
I mean, the fact that the whole surviving on cookies thing, I thought that was brilliant. I had to share it because I thought it was funny. It was a really good, well done video by Jeremy. Of course, all the reasons he's saying you shouldn't be going into the woods are probably why they don't want you to go in there. I'm sure the Jeffrey Epstein files are in there. Speaking of funny videos about the woods, let's get into this one. A nice educational video came out to instruct you all as you go through Nova Scotia, just the insanity that's going on right now. Tell me if this reminds you of anything. Just the hypocrisy of all of this is when we look back to the pandemic, the plandemic, whatever you want to call it. You guys remember playgrounds being taped off? You guys remember police going around saying your kids aren't 6 feet apart and they're not all these terrible things?
You couldn't even go outside for a walk.
You couldn't do anything. Well, keep in mind, there's now an educational video out for you. Just in case you want to go out walking in some parts of Nova Scotia. Just to let you know where you can and can't go. Let's take.
Hey everybody, Jeff Evely here. I'm in Petersfield Provincial Park in the most tyrannical province of Canada, which is Nova Scotia, with my fuzzy friend Axel, where we walk pretty much every single morning. And here you can see that this area is taped off because that trail is the woods. But this area is not taped off because that's not the woods. This area is taped off because that's the woods, and there is a sign here that says trail closed due to extreme fire hazard. So that is the woods. This area is not the woods. This area is the woods. This area is not the woods. This area is the woods. This area is not the woods. This area is the woods. This area is not the woods. This area is the woods. This area is not the woods. This is the woods. If we go in there, fires will start. Axel! Come on. Come on, buddy. You're going to start a fire. Come on. That's a good boy. Come on, buddy. This area is not the woods. Right, buddy? Now, the first...
So, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's like another 40 seconds of the same thing. But essentially, like, this is the hypocrisy that was around during the pandemic, that you can't go to a movie theater where they could easily spread people out in the seating. You can't sit in a restaurant.
Transit.
You can be jammed up in a train in public transit or on a bus. You can go to Walmart and be elbow to elbow with everybody.
But you can't go to church.
You can go to Costco. You can't go to church. You can't worship anything except unless it's the government, of course. This is the hypocrisy of what Nova Scotia is saying, is that, oh, you go to the woods, it's going to start a fire and we got to protect everything. There's two,
not these woods, but
not those
these
woods, but these woods. And that's the funny thing that's going on here, is that many people have warned us that the climate lockdowns were going to be the next big thing coming out after the pandemic, because after all, the government is always looking for control. What's funny is that Tim Houston is a conservative, or at least he's labeled a conservative. I haven't heard any of the Conservative Party
So is
speaking
Doug
up.
Ford, isn't he?
Well, Doug Ford's a closet liberal. We all know where Doug Ford stands, but I haven't seen any Conservatives speaking up about this, talking about it. In fact, I was told that Jasper burned down last year because of climate, because it was the climate that did it. It looks to me like people are causing the forests to burn down. If you go into Manitoba, where a lot of reserves have suddenly gone ablaze, well, the Manitoba government, managed by Wob Canoe, have come out and said that they've actually found that some of those fires, in fact, the largest ones that were started in Manitoba, were caused by the people who live on that land. In fact, as I've stated before, I know people who work in certain trades in Manitoba that work alongside the Indigenous projects that tell me all the time, they light their things on fire so that they can get new stuff. So that
but they also get free holidays in hotels as well.
They get free long-term stays. We saw David Menzies on Rebel News interviewing people that he thought were migrants, and it turned out they were Indigenous that were moved from Manitoba to Niagara Falls to stay in hotels for free in gorgeous Niagara Falls, one of the top tourist destinations in Canada.
Wow.
Don't leave the rooms open for paying tourists. Give it to government-funded evacuees and refugees and asylum seekers.
Because that's what the people vacationing there want to visit.
Yeah, the government of Manitoba pays them for that as well, Xylo says. But that comes out of taxpayer pockets is the problem. Everybody living in Manitoba pays for people who are deliberately setting fire. Like, think about this for a second. If you get in your vehicle one day and decide, you know what, I could use a brand new car. I don't like my car anymore. I'm going to go run it into a lamppost or a telephone pole or the side of a building. Your insurance company is going to say, well, you deliberately crashed your car. We're not going to give you a check for it. That's not how this works. But if you live on Indigenous land, if you're anything but white and you do this, well, no problem. We'll put you up in a hotel, 5-star resort. Enjoy your time off. And
Let's
come
make
home,
it easy for you.
Come home to a brand new house.
New stuff.
Courtesy of the taxpayers of Manitoba. I don't agree with it.
No.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But they were saying that climate change is what's starting all of these incidents. And now apparently...
Is it climate change or is it arson?
We're not allowed to say because it's YouTube.
But the government is saying.
The government essentially is saying...
last year it was climate
Last year it was climate. Next year it'll be climate. We're locking down Nova Scotia because of the climate. Oh, but keep in mind, folks, if a lightning strike hits the middle of the forest in Nova Scotia, we're not going to be able to find the lightning that does it $25,000 for being in the woods.
No.
Just people, because I thought people didn't cause this stuff. I thought it was just the climate. Anyone surprised countries filled with... Okay, I can't say that. But...
But yes, very true.
Is anybody actually surprised? I mean, this is where we are. I never thought in a million years, especially after the pandemic, with the backlash of the Freedom Convoy, people waking up afterwards, I kind of thought maybe we were slightly done with this. I knew they'd try to do it again. I just didn't think there would be so much complicity from people, especially in Nova Scotia. I've seen them all over social media this week yelling, well, you don't understand how dry it is. You don't understand how many fires get started here. It's for everyone's protection. It never ceases to amaze me.
I've heard that one before.
It never ceases to amaze me how quickly
the
people
hotline
turn.
To tell on your neighbor.
The snitch lines.
That killed me.
The snitch lines are open again. Call the snitch lines if you see somebody in the woods. Make sure you rat on your neighbors.
Yeah, because we all love doing that.
Oh, don't worry though; it's for their safety.
Wow.
Is this really?
It is.
What we're doing now?
It really is.
Is this what we've turned into? It's absolutely disgusting. Left woke agenda is take away your rights in the name of safety. Well, it's all for your own. Yeah. It's for your benefit.
It's always a test to see
Don't be
how
selfish.
Much they can do.
Don't be selfish. Don't dare question the government.
Yeah.
They're just trying to protect you from
everything.
They've
never done us wrong, have they?
Question the government too much, you'll get a fever.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
How? More cowbell. Guys. Mark Carney, he's crazy.
No.
We got to get to some honorable mentions. I've missed a bunch.
You have.
I love when people put super chats to the tune of, I'm not doing karaoke on this channel. I know I'm your little circus monkey and I do voices.
I love it.
I know I do all sorts of voices, even Master of Snatchers. Oh, why don't you date that fat bastard guy again? Like, everybody loves it when I do those things, but I'm not doing karaoke. I'm not James Corden. It's not happening.
We'll get you there.
Mark, the useless banker wastes tax money on useless junk he bills to us with high debt for our country.
That's a good one.
That's funny. Thank you for the super chat, Raptor guy. Ingrid with a $5 super chat. Mark Carney is an absolute disgrace. Water's also wet. If you haven't missed it, thank you for the super chat. Bradley Wilcox, the $2 super chat. Any news on APP? I will get to that shortly. Raptor guy, you missed my super chat from earlier. No, I didn't. We just didn't get to it till now. But thank you again for the $2 super chat. Scotty with the $5 super chat. I see the lib trolls more often in chats. Moose, Cradens, Jasmine Lane. Now they seem less confrontations, more curious. Is it possible some are turning?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Maybe they're just tired of hiding behind their keyboards.
We get them in here all the time too. Yeah. And honestly, you just ignore them. I always tell them you're in the wrong place. Unless you've got an open mind for politics. If you are waking up.
I mean, that's great.
Hey, we're always happy to have new people here with an open mind of the future. But yeah, I wouldn't question it. It'd be nice to see them wake up. Reg Porter becoming a member for 15 months. Man, that's commitment. Thank you so much. When I see Carney's face, I think of a dog with its backside shut.
I love it.
That's a scary sight. Marcus with the $4.99 super chat. The area restricted in the woods hardly looks like a tinderbox ready to explode on fire at any sign of the first ember. Well, again, the House of Commons erupted with people warning everybody about Jasper. About this is a tinderbox. This needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
We got to do something. And nothing was done.
No.
No problems there. Nothing to see here. Nillock, $5 super chat. Hit the like button, folks. The constant government encouraged virtue signaling by FN is causing people to lose all sympathy for them. It's making it worse. I couldn't agree more. Non-stars, $5 super chat. I understand that it hasn't rained, but is Nova Scotia not surrounded by the ocean? Can they not use water from the ocean to help put it out? It's a matter of just obeying the rules.
They just don't want it to start in the first place, though.
I'll get to that in a second. Patricia with a $2 super chat. I still didn't get my sweatshirt.
Oh.
Send me an email.
Yeah.
unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Send me an email with your information and what you ordered.
And we'll look at when that was ordered.
I'll look at what's going on there and try and figure that out for you. Thank you for letting me know. I will also try to refund that super chat so that you didn't have to pay to let me know. If you ever have an issue with that stuff, unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Send me an email. It doesn't happen too often, but it has happened before. Send me an email there and we'll get that sorted out. Speaking of sweatshirts, 1,000 likes tonight, folks, and we're giving away an item for free.
Ingrid said it was so it's so.
Ingrid's paying for it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We'll be giving away an item free of choice on the store tonight for everybody, and well, not for everybody, for whoever's chosen.
Yeah, our good luck charm has already said it's not going to happen. So let's
see if we can get it. Hitting the thumbs up button, the like button. It's free. It costs you nothing. It helps us out.
Channel.
Let's see if we can get there. How many likes are we at? Somebody let me know in the chat.
Yeah.
313.
Oh, we can do better than that.
Or is that some? Or no, they're talking somebody with the name 313.
Kids are killing each other. It's great.
Mark Carney. Matt Carney. We got to talk about Matt Carney, okay? He's a piece of crap. There was something in the super chats that said I was going to talk about. Oh, the fire.
APP.
We'll get to APP, but the fires. We're only at 355.
I know. We can.
Come on, hit the thumbs up. We can do way better than that. We're over double that in the viewers. Get the thumbs up in there, folks. Using the ocean to put out fires. If people were to just follow the rules, you wouldn't have a problem. Again, I'm not trying to say Alberta's a special case.
No.
I only know this because I live here and I've seen it. But like any times that you've gone into Banff National Park, Fish Creek Provincial Park in Calgary, they've got their signs saying that it's, moderate or it's dry, don't have fires, no fire pits, no barbecuing on site. People, for the most part, obey those rules. In fact, I've never seen a fire in Fish Creek Park in Calgary. I've never seen them have an issue where somebody has carelessly started a fire during dry season. And again, people are usually pretty well-rounded when it comes to that stuff. I don't know about Nova Scotia, so I'm not going to...
BC is having an issue right now. There is a fire there by Vic Island.
They always have fire. It's a forestry province.
So, yeah, there's always one.
There are natural ones. There are, what is it? The underground frost burns or whatever they call them. They have many different kinds of fires in British Columbia that they've had for centuries. Anytime they're started by carelessness, yes, that's a major problem. But if people just follow the rules, you're generally okay. Derek says when you cross New Brunswick border from Quebec, you need to set your watch back 20 years. I hope not. Wild Vegan Child, this live stream is just when I needed Fringe, you are so good at keeping national morale high. Really? Because usually people say I'm negative.
But I think I help get you out of the negative.
I'll be honest. I've been negative. And I understand that some people come to these streams and they're like, Fringe, tone it down.
Listen, what's up, happy?
You're a little too angry, okay? We don't like it. We don't like when you're this mad, okay? Settle it down. Bring it down a little bit. Let's be a little more relaxed. Make the streams great again.
We come here to have fun.
There's just so much bullshit happening. And I get so frustrated. You know what it is, folks? I'm like you. I sit and watch this stuff all day long. I see the news. I see the headlines. And it just baffles me that at no point in time do we ever get so fed up that we say, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. Everybody get your torches, your pitchforks, go to the streets. Let's shut it down. Enough is enough. Tar and feather. No more. I just don't understand that 15 years ago, we had a prime minister on trial for a sponsorship scandal, and many news outlets were saying, is he going to go to jail? What's going to happen here? Are people going to be arrested? And it was a big deal. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau's prime minister, and he has 14 scandals. I think it was almost 16 by the time we counted when he left.
That he was caught for.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that have been made aware to us. Mark Carney's already got conflicts of interest. He's already passing policy to benefit his... And nothing's happening.
Oh, no.
Nothing.
Yeah, but Trudeau got away with it. Why won't Carney? That's a good comment.
But that's where I'm baffled. Terry's saying you're positive about being negative. You know what? Thank you. I try. I aim to please. The problem I have is that you guys can attest if you've been here for a long time. I try to find positive stories. I try to find nice things to talk about, fluffier things so that we can kind of have a laugh. We can get some cheap laughs in. By the way, did you guys see Howard Stern's getting canceled? That's a funny thing. It's not really something that I can talk about because we cover politics.
I couldn't believe it. I actually asked you, like, is that real?
Woke, failed, go woke, go broke Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I used to love Howard.
There's a lot more woke TV personalities that are
now he's
being
getting canceled. His contract will not be renewed because SiriusXM have said, hey, we can't afford to pay you.
We're fighting the good fight
because you're not bringing in the viewers anymore.
What got him so big was that he spoke his mind.
It was a shock job.
Yeah.
Now the only shock he's got is he told American voters that I don't hate Donald Trump. I hate you for voting for him.
Oh,
and if you voted for him, don't listen to my show. Wait, could you imagine if I said to you guys on this show, I don't like if I said, Pierre lost the election. I don't like Pierre anymore. So if you voted for Pierre Poilievre, don't watch my show anymore. What would happen to the numbers on this channel?
I wouldn't be showing up anymore because I did.
Well, yeah, but what would happen on the show? How stupid could you be? Somebody put Rogan rules. Yeah, Joe Rogan's amazing.
Yes.
But I don't get it. Like the guy literally torched his base. He's been the complete opposite of what he is.
Celebrities, a lot
as
of
Donald Trump would say,
doing that too, though.
Howard Stern is a loser. Okay, he's terrible.
You're fired.
He needs a lollipop. He's got to go back to his house. Think about what he says. Everybody loves the Trump. Okay, get a lollipop. Feel better. Will with $2 super chat. What are the stats for Pierre winning? Hope he wins. He's gonna win, unless OSB beats him.
I mean, OSB. I mean, he's definitely got the votes up there.
Raptor guy with a $5 super chat. Mark Carney's failing so much that Joe Flaherty's Happy Gilmore character just heckled him. Hey, Carney, you suck, you jackass. Pierre's going to win the by-election. Nobody needs to worry about that. I know he's going to win. Everything's going to be fine. I just rolled over my dog's foot because he's laying behind us. Yeah, jackass.
Lauren is looking. If you can you get Joe Rogan on your show?
Can I get Joe Rogan on the show?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I'm going to tell you straight up. For anybody who doubts me, no, I can't. No, I will never get Joe Rogan on the show. Even though I know people like Jordan Peterson. I know people who know Joe Rogan that I could be like, hey, could you talk to Joe? Joe would be like, no. Who? No. In fact, I could almost imitate it. He'd sit up to his mic like this and be like, I don't know who that guy is. Who is that guy? I'm not going on his show. That'd be Joe Rogan. No, he's not. He's not coming on the show. No, Rogan's not coming on. Although I did talk to Peterson last week and said, you need to come on, Doc. I need you on the channel.
He did say, keep asking. It's
he
not
said,
going to happen.
Keep twisting the arms of my handlers. I'll get on the show eventually. He wants to come on. It's just his people won't let him. You see?
He's a busy man.
He's a great guy, though.
Yeah.
Like hanging out with Jordan. He's a nice guy. How about getting Don Jr. on your Fringe show? Listen, if one of you guys has a contact to him and can get him to come on here, I'd love to. I'd be like, Don, listen, I like you. I like you a lot. Okay, but you're fired. Okay. You're a wonderful guy. I hope you're running for president. I hope you'll run
that'd be great.
As a registered Republican in the next election. I think it'd be wonderful. Forget all the other Republicans. Forget anybody else who's going to run. Forget DeSantis. Forget any of those guys. Okay, we want Don Jr. He's going to keep America being great. Okay. He does a wonderful job. I got to admit, he's a wonderful
guy. His daughter
guy.
would be a good president too.
I always thought Ivanka would make a great female president. One of the best, one of the first American presidents, female. Ivanka Trump. I think she'd be amazing.
Yes.
Jenny Byrne is stepping aside. The turning point, says Scotty with $2 super chat. I was going to get to that. But thank you for segueing that for me because I was doing the Trump. I couldn't get alongside.
It's not Pierre.
Jenny Byrne, what are you doing with my chat? You're messing with my chat. You're messing with the flow. Mrs. Fringe, I love you. You're amazing. Okay. But Mrs. Fringe, you're fired. Okay. You're fired. This will be the last time Mrs. Fringe will be on the live stream. She's fired. Okay. You don't mess with the chat when you're in here. Let's talk about Pierre. Let's trigger everybody. Yukon Strong with this tweet. Pierre came out this week and said that he was going to bring out the Canadian Sovereignty Act. He was going to copy the Alberta Sovereignty Act and make the Canadian Sovereignty Act. It was going to repeal Bill C-69. It was going to take down censorship. It was going to do all these wonderful things. And a lot of people probably did videos on those. The reasons I didn't talk about it was because I don't think it's going to happen. It's great that he wants to do that. I applaud him for wanting to do that. The problem, folks, is it's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why. The Bloc, the NDP, and the Liberals are all against him in the House of Commons. He's outvoted in 2 seconds. So there's nothing that he can bring up in that bill. Unless they prove me wrong, I'm pretty sure they'll all stand against Pierre. So it's really just something more to get people hyped up. It's a lot with the video that I posted this morning about Pierre answering the question when somebody said, why should we stay in Canada? Why should Alberta stay in Canada? And he says, I hear you. I feel your frustration, but we should make alliances with other provinces. He didn't answer the question. And that's the problem, is that none of the politicians are answering the question. It's just, yeah, I hear you. Now think about this for a second. Please think about this, because I know there's people that like Pierre. I like Pierre. Okay, before everybody I can feel you typing in the chat.
The anger.
Imagine if you were a child and you went to your parents and you said, can I get tickets to this show? It's really important to me. And your parents said, well, everybody likes getting tickets to a show. It's really important. Maybe you could go. We'll see. We'll talk about it. By the way, have you seen that the costs are up on all these things? Talk to me later. We'll definitely do what we can to get you tickets for that show. And then they never really answer your question. Imagine as an adolescent, as a teenager, if you would feel heard.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to your parents like that. The government is treating us on all avenues right now, and I understand Pierre can't promise anything. He can't do anything. He has his hands tied. He's not a prime minister. But the problem is that he's keeping people's hopes up by saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And what people are doing is getting rose-colored glasses thinking, oh, this is wonderful news. And it is. If Pierre could become prime minister with a majority vote.
But he has another 4 years to go.
And he won't get a majority. If Pierre wins, based on the numbers we're seeing with Mark Carney right now, he's going to get a minority government. Unless Mark Carney completely screws the dog, which he is, and the elbows up community goes against the Liberals like they were going to before the last federal election when Justin Trudeau had to resign. The problem is that none of them are answering the questions right now. It's all word salad. In fact, Pierre Poilievre even tweeted out this morning, it's been 100 days since Mark Carney became prime minister. No deals have been done. No greenlit projects. Nothing's getting out of the starting gate. And it's the same thing we're seeing from Pierre because we have to. Don't jump down my throat on that one. We have to see that from Pierre. He's not even leader of the opposition right now. But all we're seeing on every avenue is talk, 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 talk. No action. I have a problem with that because Canadians are hurting. Canadians are broke. Canadians have no money for their bills. They can't afford rent. They can't put food in their fridge. There's people leaving their homes and living on the streets. They can't turn their lights on. And they're hoping that somebody hears them and fixes their problems. And when all you're given is the carrot on the stick, and you never get the carrot, we're in a crisis. We're in a major problem. In fact, they just announced today that Canada's in another recession. So before everybody thinks that I'm dumping on Pierre, I'm talking about teasing people when their hopes are trying to be held up and propped up with just 1 ounce of a win, success, for their lives to turn around. They just want that breadcrumb that gives them some incentive to feel things are getting better. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I try to find happy things, but it's been such a shit week because everything I see is just more talking and more empty promises. I applaud the Canadian Sovereignty Act. I think it's fantastic. It's a good idea. The problem is that people are going to get their hopes up and it'll be voted against. Mark my words. People watch. Jim with the $10 super chat. Jason Voorhees just got fired or fined for being in the woods, and now he's looking for Mark Carney.
I love that.
I hope he finds him. Thank you so much for the super chat. I know I've got other honorable mentions to get to. I'll get to them in a minute. But take a look at what Pierre had to say here. Because Yukon Strong, pointing out, Pierre says Alberta wants to keep paying for Canada's BS. The guy may physically be in Alberta right now, but he hasn't left the Champagne Socialist Ottawa bubble. I don't necessarily agree with that statement to a T, but I understand what Yukon Strong is trying to say, because take a listen to what Pierre says here.
How often are you encountering Alberta separatism sentiment through the campaign, and what have those conversations been like?
Well, I'm loving the campaign. I'm having a lot of fun, actually. I love the people of Battle River Crowfoot. They are the people who feed power and protect our country, feed through the great...
Okay, wait. I think that's coming in really quiet.
Really quiet.
Really quiet. I don't know
barely
why.
hear it.
I don't know why that's coming in so quiet. Yeah, volume's up. So let me just break it down. Pierre's asked about things, and he mentions how people in Alberta, he loves the people of Alberta. He is Albertan.
Yeah.
Like, Pierre is born and bred Albertan. Again, I used to live a 5-minute walk from where he grew up. Wonderful community. But he talks about all the great things that Albertans have to secure their future with, and that if they just get a pipeline, if they just get something in place, you know, they can work with Canada, they can form these alliances, open up their economic potential, and everything goes back to normal. The biggest problem that I mentioned on Wednesday's stream isn't the fact that people don't want Pierre. It has nothing to do with Pierre anymore in Alberta. The biggest problem that Albertans with common sense face right now is that the Alberta Prosperity Project has released the value of freedom. And people have actual numbers, actual statistics to show them that if we just put yes to leave Canada, this is what we stand to gain. And there's no red tape, there's no bureaucracy, there's no nonsense. We could be tax-free in 5 years. No income tax, no federal tax, no GST, no waits for doctors, proper funding for schools, no woke nonsense in schools. It all goes away if you put a check mark on a piece of paper. So the biggest problem Pierre has right now is that his conservative base is in Alberta, and the majority of them, are looking at, yeah, but this deal's over here, and there's nothing better that you can give us. There's nothing better a pipeline can give us. There's nothing better open trade routes can give us. Nobody once has mentioned more Senate seats in the West. Nobody once has mentioned electoral reform. Nobody once has said we'll stop transfer payments to have-not provinces like Quebec. They haven't done it. So the problem Albertans now have, the problem folks in Saskatchewan have, interior British Columbia, is they're looking at the revenue that's possible and saying, if Canada's credit card leaves the country, what does that mean for everybody else? And guys like Pierre now have a real uphill battle because they have to try and sell you on staying in Canada and continuing to pay for everything. That's the problem.
It's a hard thing to compete with.
It has, like, keep in mind, folks, that if the federal election would have gone the other way, and I'm segueing here, if the federal election would have gone the other way, none of this would have been discussed, at least on this level.
No.
Like it is today. People in Alberta would have been happy just waiting to see what Pierre produced before we started talking about separating.
But Alberta knows what to expect. There is no more waiting.
It's not going to change.
I'd really love to see Pierre and the APP go neck and neck.
Well, you know what's funny is that I was reached out to by the APP this summer. They were trying to do a debate between Jeffrey Rath and Pierre. I've been told Pierre's people turned that down. I told them from day one. They actually called and asked me to be the moderator of that, or the MC of that debate. And I happily and graciously accepted. However, I told them it's not going to happen. You're not going to get that debate because Pierre's people can't debate something that's so guaranteed as Alberta independence. And sure enough, they turned it down multiple times. Now, I think APP knew from the start that debate wouldn't happen as well. I don't want to make it sound like they're stupid or they had high hopes that it would go through.
But it would be amazing because I feel like it needs to be done.
Well, but you can't argue something that's so sure.
No.
As APP, as the value of freedom. The numbers don't lie is the problem. Politicians lie. Representatives lie. People looking for your votes in other constituencies lie. You know, people in Nova Scotia lie about, you know, why the woods are shut down. Numbers, the one true language of the entire world, do not lie, ever. That's why people say follow the money.
Yeah.
Now, like I was saying, none of this would have happened. None of this would have gone through had Jenny Byrne have been fired from the get-go months ago and Pierre's party taken a better stance during and before the federal election was called.
Yeah, they just did not think it through. They were always 6 steps behind.
Jenny Byrne allowed Pierre's party to play it safe. She allowed them to fence sit because Justin Trudeau was a guaranteed win for them. They were so many points ahead. There was no point at saying, well, let's keep that momentum. Let's keep things moving along those lines. Nah, we'll just skate and we'll play it safe. Apple Pierre took a back seat. Pandering Pierre came forward.
I love Apple Pierre.
Could you guys imagine what the election would have looked like if Pierre took a Trump-like stance and didn't care about what the left thought of him? Yeah. I understand he has to get votes in certain places of Toronto
that's what Canada
or Ontario.
Needed.
But if you just played harder and said, get rid of there's 5 million people that shouldn't be in this country. They got to go. Shut the doors. Get them out of here.
Screw the slogans.
We're going to negotiate with Donald Trump. We're not going to go dollar to dollar. We're going to negotiate and find something that works for everybody. We're going to clean up our streets. We're going to have jail, not bail. We're going to axe all the taxes. In fact, we're going to find a way to lower your taxes beyond what has already been promised in income taxes. Could you imagine if he did all of that? And then people say, well, we don't like non-woke Pierre. And he said, I don't care. I'm talking facts. The guy would have got elected in a heartbeat because people who were unsure about him would have voted him in, even against the crowd that had TDS in Ontario. If he would have made that election about immigration, Pierre would have won. But he didn't. He took the bait. He took the bait that Mark Carney's staff has admitted that long before they started the federal election, they were already planning on a Donald Trump win. And how would they play their Trump card to secure Mark Carney winning as prime minister? People have Trump derangement syndrome. It was an easy win. Pierre took the bait and he joined the bandwagon via the advice from Jenny Byrne and her people. He took the bait and decided, yeah, we'll jump on the Trump train too. Instead of saying, Trump isn't as big of a threat as everybody thinks he is, we'll find a negotiation that works. We need to talk about the real problems in this country. We need to talk about the immigration that's out of control. Are Albertans going to backstab Pierre in the by-election? No, they're not.
No.
Pierre's going to win the by-election, and I think he's probably going to get about 60 to 65% of the vote.
Just because Alberta doesn't need Pierre right now, they want to leave, doesn't mean that Pierre still doesn't need to be there for Canada.
Well, it's funny that you put it that way because the majority of Albertans that I talk to in that riding say that they do need Pierre if Alberta sovereignty fails.
Yeah.
So, no, Albertans aren't mad at Pierre. They're not pissed off. They don't hate him. You know, Mike Freedom Honey puts up these things, vote OSB, but he was very cordial from my understanding with Pierre's people at the Camrose Gun Show. Look, there's nothing wrong with Pierre. I still stand behind Pierre. I still believe that Pierre Poilievre is the best representative to be Prime Minister of Canada right now. And there's people in the comments that have said to me, well, if you're going to say those things, you're not truly for Alberta independence. Until we get that vote, I live in Canada.
Never hurts to have a backup plan.
I support Alberta independence.
Yes.
I'm championing
I support Canada.
Alberta independence, but until we get that vote, until we get the green light that, yep, you're your own sovereign nation, I have to keep going as business as usual and say, what's next? What do we have in front of us that's actually in charge of our lives? What dictates our future right now? And I think that there's a lot of people in Battle River Crowfoot that have the same sentiment, that nobody hates Pierre.
No.
The people that are calling him a parachuting politician, the people that are saying, oh, he shouldn't be here, he's not welcome here, those are lefties, those are the NDPers, those are a very small fringe minority of individuals that hang around angry lesbians like Bonnie Critchley that don't know anything about politics.
Sorry, that was such a funny.
Maggie says, I loved watching Pierre during the election. I liked watching him on the election too. The biggest mistake that he made was jumping on the Trump train.
Yeah.
He never should have got on there with the, we're going to go dollar for dollar.
No.
We're going to hammer back at Trump, because you saw Donald Trump come out and go, I don't like the guy, okay? I don't like little Pierre. I don't like what he has to say. I'd rather have a liberal government. You know why he wanted a liberal government? Because you see Moose on the Loose showing his ties to Jared Kushner, the ties to Trump. They've obviously got some kind of dirt on Mark Carney, that all of this stuff that's going on in the background is by design, folks. The tariffs, all this stuff. It is not coincidental.
No, nothing is ever coincidental.
It is not that Mark Carney is a bad negotiator. He is a terrible negotiator. It's that he's allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
This is all part of the plan. And anybody who is going to say, what's this? We're going to be landlocked? We're not.
We've talked about that many times.
The legalities of being landlocked have already been pointed out
they can't do
numerous times. And this is the same thing that you've got with APP. Let's branch off. I don't want to keep having people think I'm being negative about Pierre, because I'm not. What I'm saying is a very simple fact, folks. If you live in the West, if you've read The Value of Freedom, if you understand the money that's coming in, and again, follow the money, the numbers don't lie. It doesn't matter if it's Pierre or God himself that is running the country. There's no deal that they can offer other than flipping the entire political system on its head that is better than Alberta leaving and taking its resources with them.
Yep.
That's just a fact. It's not love or hate for anybody. It's not slamming anybody.
No.
It's just a statement of fact. Keith Wilson, even pointing it out. Good friend of the channel, by the way. Shout out to Keith. Love Keith. He's an amazing guy. He's a wonderful guy, I got to tell you. Canada's economy thrives on exports, with 30% of GDP tied to trade, mostly to the United States. So how can we be our own best customer? Carney's claim raises eyebrows. Either he's misinformed or he's misleading. This is what I was just saying. He's misleading. Of course, they're talking about, Carney said he will build the Canadian economy and he'll make it the strongest in the G7. He said we'll be our own best customer. Today, we see over 40,000 job losses in July, and Canada has officially entered a recession. This is why I'm saying by the fall, things are going to heat up in the House of Commons. Once Pierre's back, the pressure is going to be on. And either Mark Carney is going to crumble and Pierre will start to see those points come back. Keep in mind, he's only at a 20% rating right now. Now, I'll give him that rating is small because he's not officially the leader of the opposition. He's battling in a by-election, so naturally his rating is going to be low. But as soon as he comes back and as soon as the elbows up crowd start to get a glimpse of what's going on around here, once their jobs start to go out the window, their investments start to go down, the cost of living becomes exponentially harder for those who were secure a few years ago. Those are the people that are going to start to see it. One of my greatest colleagues always says, everybody will snap when you see $10 butter. When butter hits 10 bucks, people will go nuts. And it's coming.
Oh, it's getting close.
It's coming. Elizabeth says elbow surgery. That's what's going to hit. I've got some honorable mentions I got to get to because I've been ignoring them for quite some time. David Brewer, becoming a member for 5 months. Thank you so much. Did you ever think that maybe the Gimmigants are starting those fires? Yeah, of course they are.
Why not?
And it's not on purpose. It's because they're pigs. They throw their garbage everywhere. We've seen that on the beaches. We've seen it everywhere. Raptor Guy, $5 super chat. I still hope one day you get Matt Christensen and Josh on topic on the channel. I'll try. It's tough. I've got Jeff Rath coming on the channel this week to talk about APP. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happened there. But I'll let Jeff take that over this week. And then after they're hearing this upcoming Thursday, I'll have him on again to talk about it. We acknowledged that one earlier. Jim Brown. Oh, we got that one as well. Thank you for the super chats. TVT, $2 super chat. Pierre sucks. Down with the monarch system. I'll just say the monarch system. Your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. I still think he's the best guy for the job. Snow with a $5 super chat. Look, Pierre is Canada's best hope, but everything he said about independence had been tried for decades. Why shouldn't we expect something different now? And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that there just really is. And it's hard for him because how do you answer that?
Yeah.
Like, you know that whatever you're answering is for the benefit of all Canadians. But he also knows the writing on the wall that over 50% of Albertans right now are ready to go. A new poll came out that showed 49% are a sure thing. 49.
That's high.
It was 35 at the end of the federal election. It's at 49 in just a couple of months.
And that's just the recorded ones.
And that's not even with the silent majority.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, that's not including the fact that 78% of UCP supporters are pro-independence. Things are looking very positive. For anybody saying it's not going to happen, how does Pierre argue that? He can't. Mr. Biggs, $5 super chat. Cornhole can't screw the pooch. Even a dog has higher standards than to let that piece of fecal matter lift its tail. Thank you for the super chat. Carson, El Gringo Grande, being a complete Chad, gifting 10 unacceptable Fringe memberships.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Nilok with $2 super chat. He loses 35 seats if Alberta leaves. He's worried. He should be worried. And that's what I'm saying, is that if Alberta leaves, Pierre has a lot of ground to make up. He doesn't want that. No. It's going to get interesting, it's to say the least. Oh, we got Boston coming in with a $4.99 super chat. Totally off topic. Do you guys like the hashtag Fringe folks, I made it up just for you. Also, you do the best Peter. Oh, you do the best Peter Griffin. I appreciate that. Hey, you know what really grinds my gears? The fact that people aren't using Fringe folks. Hashtag Fringe folks.
I love it.
Hashtag Fringe folks out on Twitter, folks. Let's make that a thing. Thank you for that. Raptor guy with a $5 super chat. If not Pierre, I'd like to see Michael Barrett as leader. I'd probably want to see Larry Brock before Michael Barrett. They'd both be good.
Yeah.
Maybe Larry Brock, deputy leader, with Michael Barrett at the helm. That'd be a powerhouse. Oh my God, you got Raptor guy with a $5 super chat. Bonnie Critchley is the female version of Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. Absolutely. Thank you for so much. Dutchy71, $139.99 super chat. Wow. Thank you for all the great videos and helping to educate people with the facts. Never get discouraged by the haters. We will enjoy the greatest day when the Republic of Alberta becomes a reality. Have my Republic of Alberta already. Thank you so much. Wow, that is so generous. Thank you so much. Sorry it took so long to get to these folks. I get on these rants, you know. I tell you what really grinds my gears, and then I get going. Scotty,
I used
$5
to tap
super
you
chat.
out on those, but I guess I stopped.
Watch Moose see the chart. Trump and Carney are joined at the hip. A one world currency here. Whitney Webb, Epstein Island, and not all about the.
Was not.
It was not all about the events, the touching, the heavy petting. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Jay Peterson with the $10 super chat. After 10 years of Liberals, interest rates will end up approaching 20%, just like they did in the 80s after the first Trudeau, and we had to handle the damage we caused. It's going to get scary. When they talk about interest rates, the way things are going, it is going to get scary. And I've said it before, folks, I mean no disrespect on anybody else across the country, anybody who's not in Alberta. Keep in mind that when I say these things, I'm a diehard Albertan. I live in Alberta. I've lived in Alberta almost my entire life, minus 10 years.
I've lived in Alberta my whole life.
And I've heard my parents, grandparents, family members all talk about how much better off Alberta would be if they weren't giving money to the government.
Yeah.
So I've been conditioned around that lifestyle. And after spending my time in politics or around politics, I tend to agree, especially when you look at the numbers, that no matter what happens in the future, no matter how much Carney passes the buck, no matter how much word salad we get from him, the failed projects, the lack of projects starting, the high interest rates, it's all going to add up to more people saying, time to go. It's only going to fuel the fire of independence further. So for myself, I'm kind of all for it. But at the same time, I don't want this to happen to hardworking Canadians that depend on things. In fact, the hardworking Canadians in provinces like New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Ontario, Manitoba, you guys should be calling your MPs demanding that when they go back to the House of Commons this September, that they start speaking up for Alberta and Saskatchewan because they don't want them to leave.
No.
Because if we leave, that's seats lost for the parties, that's money and revenue lost for the country, that Alberta needs to be starting to taken seriously. And so does Saskatchewan. Because keep in mind, Saskatchewan's numbers are higher than ours. Like, people need to be taken seriously at some point and treated like they're at the adult table, or they're going to pack their bags and go.
Yeah.
And the worse that it gets, the easier it's going to be. Because right now they're dangling that carrot on the stick saying, hey, no GST and no taxes within 5 years, folks. Your dollar will be worth more.
Your hardworking money is actually going back in your pocket? Like,
you get to keep more of the money you earn, and the government gets off your back, and the services you're lacking start to flow in. And people start going, yeah, I think I'd like that.
Yeah, you're able to leave more for your children. Your children are going to be able to have more.
And it's funny because, like, I was talking with my dad, and he's very much against separation. But I said to him, hey, look, you smell like old soup. You're going to be gone in a couple of years.
Don't say that.
I'm kidding. I didn't say it like that.
No.
But I said, think about the world when you leave it.
Yeah.
What's being left for your grandchildren? Your grandchildren who will never be able to afford to buy a home. They'll never be able to afford to move out. They'll always be stuck here. They'll grow up, we'll die, and they'll grow up in our house with their families all sharing the one house because they can't afford to go anywhere. You got to leave something for them.
Yeah.
The whole goal of a parent is to leave the landscape better than what you found it for the next generation.
And it doesn't seem
and
to
when
be
I
the
start
case
to explain
anymore.
those things, when I showed my father the value of freedom, he started saying, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I do need to change my mind. Maybe I do need to look at where my vote goes, because I've done very well, but who's to say that the next generation will? Who's to say that the generation after that will? I mean, and that's what we need to think about.
I keep looking at, like, I'll be retiring when I'm 80. There's just nothing to leave.
Yeah, keep in mind, folks, like Mrs. Fringe and I, aside from before her transfer was denied,
now that I'm not working,
we were doing the best financially that we'd ever done in our lives.
And it's still,
we still don't have enough to retire.
No,
it's not happening. It's not happening for anybody.
Another 20 years from now, but
like a lot of people have this illusion that when you're on YouTube and when you get the views and the super chats that, you know, oh, you're grifting, you're making all this money, you're rich. That's not how it works.
Absolutely not.
YouTube takes their cut.
Bills just like everybody else.
Well, YouTube takes their bit, and then you get taxed, and then there's just a little bit left over. That while I tell people this is my income, well, surprise, surprise, I was a stay-at-home dad before this happened because we can't afford daycare. No. So even if I make $5 a month at this, it's my job. This is my job. It doesn't mean that I'm making bucket loads of money. But even with a prominent YouTube channel and with a very well-paid career that Mrs. Fringe had, we were still living check to check.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case.
No savings, no retirement, nothing.
Somebody puts, there it is, get a job. Get a job. I'll tell you what, pay my daycare bills for 3 kids to be in daycare full time.
Right now, I've been looking for a job.
I mean, Mrs. Fringe has been looking for a job ever since we got here. As well as, and it's not that there are no jobs. There's none that are paying her what she's worth for her experience and what even close to what she was making in Calgary.
Yeah.
Not only that, if both of us were to be working, the cost of daycare for 3 kids was almost $6,000 a month.
Yeah, not happening.
You tell me a job that's going to give me more than $6,000 a month and that's worth going to for paying for daycare. That's why one of us decided to stay home. That's why I love when people say that.
It got to be you?
I love, guys think, anybody who thinks those comments unnerve me or make me mad or make me feel like, oh, geez, people don't like that I'm on YouTube. Oh, I got to get off YouTube. You're hurting my feelings. I don't care, guys. It's water off a duck's back.
You don't do this for the money. You do this to get the truth out there.
I do YouTube because there's things the mainstream media won't talk about. And whether I make $10 or $10,000, I will stay. I will continue putting out content because you deserve to hear what the media won't tell you. And you get to look at me. Yeah. So come on. Win-win. Right? Raptor guy with the $2 super chat. I can understand Boomhauer Twitter better than Carney.
Yeah. I agree.
Or Boomhauer better than Carney. I mean,
did that register for you?
It did. I had a bit of a brain fart. Jay Peterson, $20 super chat. Pro-independence here, but don't count on the quick tax-free status.
No.
Municipal debt will push that down the road. Edmonton and Calgary in serious debt. Spruce Grove, $45 million in debt. Stony Plain, $30 million in debt. Yeah, so there are debts that have to be paid. But it's not even the tax-free. It's the lower tax.
Yes.
It's the fact that GST is not a part of that anymore. It's the fact that we can actually get doctors who aren't restricted to be in this province. We wouldn't have a dairy cartel. We wouldn't have all the nonsensical waste. We wouldn't
be taking in the immigrants either. Walls would be closed.
Ingrid says, we love you, Derek and Tiffany. You're so awesome.
You're awesome, Ingrid.
You're awesome. Thank you.
You are kind of awesome.
I hope Buster's a woman.
You handsome.
If you are, no homo. Okay, don't do that. Come on. Let's CB fixes all. Good old CB. CB does a lot of work in the background, folks. He sends me memes. He sends me stories to talk about. Half the content you see comes recommended by CB. So thank you to CB for all of the work he does alongside those like Joe Lyman, Master of Snatch, Murica. All these guys that do
OAO sends you some great memes.
OAO has his own show on here sending me memes. You guys do a lot of great work in the background, and I really appreciate that. So shout out to the true heroes of this channel. In the free country of Alberta, we could let the U.S. mobility companies in as well as the U.S. banks for a real free market. Well, and that's part of it. Donald Trump has commented on it many times. How come U.S. banks aren't allowed in Canada? You know, if Pierre Poilievre would have negotiated with Donald Trump instead of Mark Carney, and they started talking about opening that up, do you think the tariffs would have been as high as they are? Do you think that Donald Trump would have been as aggressive as he was? They just want a fair deal. And I've said a million times over, and all of our American viewers, hey, I'm with you.
Trump not a woman.
Oh, no homo. Don't do that.
He's just bugging.
Somebody's asking about the banhammer. What's needed on the banhammer?
I don't know.
Are we bringing out the banhammer?
I don't know. So you get banned when I scroll through it. Now you are. Look at that.
Well, I gotta know what's going on. Did you see about Charlie Angus? What's going on with Charlie Angus? Should we look that up? Maybe just let me know what's going on with Charlie Angus and in the comments. I'm having silence because I'm waiting to see that. Let's get into question time because we're way over.
Yeah?
We're way over.
What are our likes at?
Snatch is saying it's very valid. If it's valid, then the mods are free to ban if they need it. Somebody says, I don't know about the banhammer, but we need cowboy.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Let me tell you something. If we got a troll in here and he deserves the banhammer, nobody puts the banhammer down better than Master of Snatch or Ingrid. Let me tell you, they're wonderful. They're wonderful mods. You go ahead, slam that hammer down. Get them out of here. Get them out. Right out of here.
Can anybody tell us what our likes are at right now?
Charlie Angus is a Hamas hole. Well, Charlie Angus, Mark Garrettson also had a Hamas flag in his office. If you weren't around for Wednesday's show, we showed that. That was crazy. Let's get the Q&A. How many likes do we have? Let's get the America first. Yeah, America needs to look after their own.
I don't think we're going to hit. I think Derek's right.
I think Derek's right. Can we not get another 300 likes by the end of Q&A? If we don't hit 1,000 likes, we can't do a giveaway.
No giveaway.
We're over 800 viewers in here, guys, according to the multi-stream. Now, some of those could be on X. So hit the thumbs up. Let's see if we can get there. It's free, guys. Let's get a few questions in. We got about 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll see if we get to do a giveaway. Safeway at Medicine Hat, the Alberta flag was out. Yeah, so I was going to play a voice clip tonight that one of my viewers sent me of a phone call they made to Safeway. I'm not going to play it because the people at Safeway weren't aware they were being recorded, I don't think.
Yeah, so I don't think
so I don't want to play it in case that gets me in trouble on YouTube. But the flag is back. They did. So here's the thing. They claimed in the phone call that they took the flag down because of pressure from little Tommy Lakazik's group that are now infighting with each other. They put their Facebook page on mute. We showed that on Wednesday. But essentially,
Carson, he's joining Derek.
Impossible, inconceivable. We need to get that meme on here for when we're talking about the likes. Inconceivable. So after a little bit of pressure, no head office apparently told them to take it down. The store decided to take it down, and then people said, "Hey, what the hell?"
Yeah.
And then they decided to put it back up.
There was more pressure to put it back up than there was take it down.
So what you've seen is that Medicine Hat Safeway will bend the knee very easily, as long as somebody demands they speak to the manager. Speaking of APP, let's keep people up to date with that. If you missed what was going on, Jeff Rath, essentially, the highlight of the court proceedings this week, yesterday, was that the judge had said Tommy Lakazik's, Tommy the Commie's petition is a nothing burger, that it's wasting Albertans' time. It looks positive for APP. Again, they're going back in this Thursday. I don't want to break down too much because I watched live stream.
And you are going to bring him on.
Yeah, there was a lot of legal jargon that I didn't really understand. So Jeff Rath is going to come on the channel, I believe, Monday night. So Tuesday, we should have that video up and running for you guys. Jeff Rath, good friend of the channel, good friend of mine. Happy to call him a friend. Coming on the channel to chit-chat about kind of like we're 5 years old and we don't understand.
He's going to write it, put it in crayon terms.
He's going to put it in crayon terms so we all understand what's going on and what the process is. But again, things are really looking good for APP. Yeah. I asked him, if Tom's petition goes forward, even though they're collecting signatures right now, Does that mean it can stall out what APP is doing? It sounds like it can't. But again, we're going to know more as things are moving forward. So again, keep your ears to the tracks. Tuesday, we'll have that update from Jeff and hopefully answer some of your questions. X-Trickster, $2 super chat. Your wife is beautiful, just saying. Well, hands off. We're about to ring in 19 years of marriage in a couple of weeks. 19.
Are you going to take me out?
I'll think about it. It depends how good the super chats are. We just gave away all of our money to Texas.
McDonald's, here we come.
We'll go to McDonald's. I'll stuff a burger down your throat. It'll be good. It'll be a fun time. Let's see what we do. Throw up your questions in the Q&A, folks. Daryl, I lived 30 years in Calgary, and I am sorry I moved to the island. Don't be sorry.
No.
The island's beautiful.
Yeah. Much better than Calgary.
I'd love living on Vancouver Island. It's just all the woke people that ruin it.
Well, that's what I loved Calgary. It was beautiful. It was just the people that sucked.
I loved when we went to Vancouver. It was absolutely amazing. Horseshoe Bay.
I would not go back to Vancouver.
Horseshoe Bay is a sight to behold. If you haven't been, that Sea to Sky Highway is absolutely amazing. It's all the tents, the drugs.
It's beautiful, but the traffic.
The Asians. Everything else, the smell of India in the air, like certain things have ruined Vancouver, but it is a gorgeous
My brother
city.
lives there. It's just
that makes it suck too, but I'm just kidding. Snow with the $5 super chat. They were talking about F-35s again. They want to buy 88. Fun fact, if you can get all of them in the air, they each have to defend 115,000 square kilometers each. Thank you for the super chat. You're mad because we're holding Canada hostage with tariffs because they're literally sold from us. Literally, I don't know what.
We're not mad at the U.S. for their tariffs. We deserve to have tariffs. I mean, we've got tariffs on the U.S.
The tariffs are rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think the tariffs should go higher. In fact, I think Mark Carney deserves it just for being a shitty negotiator.
Of course he does.
Run him out of office.
Yeah.
I'd like Donald to run him out. Mark Carney, your number's up. Okay. 200, 300% tariffs. They're coming in. I'm going to go golfing. You're going to deal with those tariffs. I think that's the way it needs to go. I think, Derek and Tiffany, have you been to Jasper Park? I lived in Hinton for 20 years, went to Jasper during doing lots of fishing. So we haven't been to Jasper.
I've never been to Jasper, which is so sad.
We wanted to go to Jasper. We haven't had the chance yet. At some point, we'll try and go. We were going to go this summer, but I just feel like I've seen pictures, and it's just, as soon as you get in there, it'll almost kill me to look at the devastation that's been there. Gorgeous part of the world, though. Thank you two from Nova Scotia. Love watching you. Stacy, don't go in the woods. Stay inside. Don't walk outside. You'll die. Everybody stay inside. It's for your own good. We're all in this together.
6 feet.
Coffee. Don't go outside. Nilok with the $2. What's Tiffany's skill set for work?
Like executive admin.
She was an executive contracts admin and payroll for oil and gas company. She's got over 20 years experience. Not that we're throwing her resume out on the air, but she's got a big skill set.
Yeah.
And, when she starts getting calls from jobs that say, hey, we'll pay you $45,000 a year to come work here. No, like there are jobs. It's just, they're treating my wife like she just moved here from India and needs to have a sponsor. Her job should be right around the high fives to low six figures. At least that's what it was in Calgary. And that's what it'll need to be here. Otherwise, we've got plenty of savings. We can sit it out and we can wait. Jay Peterson, $10 super chat. The judge may say that because of the similarity between the two questions, that the APP question needs to go first and stand alone because it's a constitutional question. So we'll see again.
Yep.
That does sound close to what Jeff was talking about on the phone today. I had a good chat with Jeff. He's an amazing guy, okay?
He is, actually.
Jeff is wonderful. He's an amazing shout out to Jeffrey Rath. But we talk often, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to having him on the chat, on the channel to talk about those things and get you guys some information on the exact information on what's good. Because again, he was there represented along with Eva Chipiak, super lawyer.
And you did
junior super lawyer because Keith Wilson's super lawyer. But you know, I don't want to say anything on their behalf without knowing the legal jargon.
And he'll explain it, put it in crayon, it'll be great.
$7 super sticker from Dutchy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
704.
Is there somebody says please leave Sasha? Is there Sasha in here causing a problem?
Yeah, down. Right there.
The right censoring me. I thought that free speech was fundamental right according to you. I hit some nerve. Anyway, it's always been a pleasure to bring you back to reality with facts. I don't... Oh, is this another lefty? Is this another lefty? Snatch! Banhammer! Bring out the banhammer. Get those babies out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out. We don't need them. Free speech is not granted. Just because you have free speech doesn't mean we have to listen to it. Shut it down. Get them out of here. Throw them out. You're fired. Get them out of here. Banhammer. It's probably Tom Lukaszuk hanging out with some other name in here. Yo, sign my petition. Do you know he's blocked me on Twitter? I've never engaged with him.
No.
Tommy the Commie blocks me on Twitter. Where is it? Let's pull it up. Can you type Tom?
You haven't turned this on.
Type in Tom. I think it's LA. It might not show up because I'm blocked. Go to Jeff Raff. Nope. That's not bringing it up. If I do this, Jeff will show up. Where's Jeff? Why won't it bring up? Jeff Rath is being shadow banned on Twitter.
Is he?
We follow each other. It should be showing. Jeff Bezos shows up.
Nope.
Okay, well, I won't bring it up. I'm not going to stall out the stream.
Because everybody's
waiting. Tom Lukaszuk has pre-blocked the Fringe because we're scary over here. I bet you it was little Tommy the Commie or his boyfriend typing in the chat. You don't allow free speech on the platform. I'm so sad and upset.
Be nice.
Jancor, thank you for the $2 super chat. Do we have any more Q&A? Let's get some more Q&A in and give people a chance to get those likes in. Where are the likes at, folks? 1,000 likes and we do a free giveaway on the stream. Random draw.
Banhammer is mighty.
Yeah, Mike says I don't mind trolling, but I don't like spamming. Yeah, spamming, get rid of it.
I don't agree.
Trolling, people have a right to troll.
Yeah, 713.
It's just,
I think Derek's right. I don't think we're
going to get there, folks. Let's see. Throw in another question or so, folks. I don't mind trolling, but the problem is the left can't meme. They can't. They don't know how to troll properly. Now, you wanted me to real troll, you go toe-to-toe with Master of Snatch. That guy knows how to troll. Unacceptable Fringe. I read that what Jeff wants to continue on with natives will be constitutional charity, or I'm on the side of what would be a mistake to constitutionally give money in perpetuity. Again, I don't want to speak on behalf of Jeff. I'm not sure. We'll go over that. Is this another spam? This looks like the same thing that other person says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other person said.
Yeah, Roy Strum, ban them out. I can't do it. Somebody look at we've triggered the left. We've triggered the left. The left can't meme. Spam them out, ban them out. One of you's unbelievable. We've triggered the left.
Do you think Santa Claus will give us I lost it. Go up.
Alberta Independence this Christmas.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
It'd be wonderful.
That's what I'm asking for.
Don't you love the troll bots? They just make things. I'll give it one thing. So how YouTube works with live streams is when the chat moves that fast, it tells YouTube, hey, people are engaging here. So they start sending people over. So the troll bots are actually helping. They don't seem to realize that whenever they chime off in the comments or whenever they hit into a live stream chat, that's what you get.
Yeah, I'm looking at this question here.
What would Independent about Alberta do for an international airport? We already have international airports in Alberta.
Yeah.
Calgary International Airport's already an international hub.
Does Edmonton have one?
Edmonton is not as large as Calgary's, but
They could
Calgary
always expand on that.
they could expand on it, but Calgary's already done to be an international hub.
Yeah.
So we're already set on that mark. The left can't meme because the only thing they know how to do is steal. They don't know how to make anything. I mean, that's
I
a
like
good
that.
point.
That's a good one.
That's a gooder. It was Tommy's bum buddy, his bum chum. I mean, maybe. Poor Tommy. Tommy the commie. He's mad. Yard prep. Message Dallas Alexander to make an Alberta song. Former JTF2 Patriot turned musician. Have them, if you have contact with them.
Yeah, have them message us.
Have them
That would
send
be
me an
great.
email, unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. I don't know where I'd find his info. I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try to find his info. Snow with a $2 super chat. You know you made it when the lefty trolls attack. Hey, I made it a long time ago. As soon as we got the greatest YouTube community on the platform, I knew I made it.
And we definitely do have the best community.
We have the best community. We snatched them up from everybody else. We've got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. YDM has good genes. I don't know if you know that.
That's awesome.
Shocking. Friday nights are hard for getting likes. Derek, listen, I only asked for you to be negative once. Don't do it multiple times.
He's pushing it.
Damn, Derek. I did not realize Mrs. Fringe has such a beautiful name. I will start calling her Miss Tiffany. You guys are awesome. Well, her name's right in the bottom corner of the screen. It's always there.
My mom gave it to me.
Oh.
745.
745 likes. Guys, we didn't hit the like ratio. We didn't do it. We didn't get there.
Next week,
what happened?
No, just joking.
What happened? You guys don't want free stuff? I guess people don't want free stuff. That's fine. Sharon says Miss Fringe has great genes. They do. I've been in them. Couple of times. I've got sex trophies to prove it. They're upstairs fighting each other.
At least 4 times.
They're killing each other upstairs. Thank you so much to everybody who was in the live stream tonight, everybody who chipped in on the super chats, especially after that big giveaway to Texas. We're dying over here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. Hit a like on your way out. If you didn't, leave a comment when the stream's over.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the channel all weekend long. I will have content at some point. Again, my apologies if we're not doing 2 videos a day like we used to sometimes. Sometimes it's 1. If there's nothing important to talk about, I don't want to waste your time, folks. There's only 24 hours in a day.
And we're not CBC. We don't like to make things up.
I don't want to make things up or waste your time. So keep your eyes glued to the channel. I'll try to keep it consistent this week if I can find things to talk about. Keep your eyes peeled Tuesday for Jeff, the return of Jeff. Yes. On the channel. Jeff Rath will be here to talk about what's happening with ATP. What's Wednesday?
Your live stream
Unhinged
with
Fringe.
Celtic.
Unhinged Fringe with Celtic and Matt joining us this week. Our permanent 3-part cast.
Already?
No, I was joking. I was being sarcastic. People can't read sarcasm on this channel.
I thought you were serious.
I'm very sarcastic, folks. Just get used to it if you haven't already. Join us Wednesday night for Unhinged Fringe. Again, all of our co-hosts will be here. It's gonna be a wonderful show. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it. I guarantee it. And then join us next week for Friday Night Fringe again. It's gonna be an amazing, amazing week. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I hope you guys look after each other. Keep your stick on the ice. With that said, ladies and gents, enjoy your weekend. From Mrs. Fringe and myself, we'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.